something which I've had on my mind lately is how to make another episode of Memo while having to write 2 papers for university and preparing a new concert program due this Sunday. My solution was to turn a bit of the music for that program into this week's episode, which will be a little shorter than usual, but hopefully entertaining still. I'll be playing this upcoming show together with some friends I met during my studies in Basel, and my part will be to play the role of a certain Felix Platter, who was born in that city and is counted among its most famous historical figures. Platter was a physician and, in his day, made substantial contributions to research, especially in the fields of forensic medicine and epidemiology. Professor Felix Platter wasn't all about his work though, and what he liked to spend the boatloads of money he made on was collecting all kinds of books, rare curiosities or musical instruments, since one of his true passions was music, or more specifically lute playing, as he writes in his extensive autobiography, which offers a fascinatingly immediate window into the 16th century. In this book, he also writes of the time he spent in the southern French city of Montpellier. Felix went there to study medicine when he was about 16 years old. So when we sat down to put the program together, we needed a piece to start the concert on, something from a French source, preferably simple and charming. And what immediately came to my mind was a piece I remembered from a CD about the music books of Pierre Attaingnant, recorded by Hopkinson Smith. We took that piece into a program, but when I sat down to play it later, I remembered Hopkinson Smith mentioning how there was a lot of reconstructing he had to do for this CD. This may sound like reconstructive surgery, something that Felix Platter would have known about, but what he actually means by reconstructing a piece is usually to recompose it. So I went and looked for the original source of the music, and here's what I found. That's all there is. Unfortunately, many old sources, such as this print, are incomplete or riddled with printing errors. One can sense that the essence of the music is still there, but the musician is sort of expected to fill out the blanks and get creative. Anyway, it turned out that this piece I wanted to play for the concert was not really from an old French print at all, but rather a Hopkinson Smith composition. Now, I guess that as a student of his, I'd have somewhat of an excuse to just steal his ideas and sell them as mine. But I also realized that I should probably at least add a little something to the piece as a means of legitimization for my theft. So here I go. Perhaps you already noticed the first guest appearance here on my show. It's Andrea, the orange tree. And perhaps you also noticed one of Andrea's ancestors appearing in Felix Platter's picture. I bought Andrea for my girlfriend who had her birthday last week, and while she thinks that it is a very thoughtful gift, I mostly bought it because I wanted to have fun myself. We named Andrea after Andrea Mantegna, who painted this fabulous Madonna della Vittoria. But also because Andrea is sort of a gender-neutral name, which makes sense for a being that is both male and female at the same time, like this tree here. So in their own way, Andrea stands in as a protagonist for LGBT rights. If you'd like to spend some more time with Andrea, you should probably consider tuning in next Friday for the next installment of the show here called Memo. For that, it would probably be easiest if you subscribed right here on YouTube, on Facebook or Instagram. And if you'd like me to address a specific question, don't hesitate to post a comment down there and I'll try to answer it to the best of my abilities in the next video. Until then,